When you find out a secret from someone or something, you tend to get a bit nervous with that information. You're worried about it accidentally slipping out. You try to maybe forget it, or you end up telling it willingly. Aliens have always been a certain type of secret shrouded in mystery. With drawings of UFOs and alien beings in ancient writing to videos and stories on the internet of encounters from recent times, yet people still struggle with its authenticity. Now, while some videos or stories can be called off, there are a few particular incidents that stand out. One such incident is a secret a man revealed that certain people did not want to be told. This is the incident of the Area 51 caller. Before I get into the call, I'll give a brief summary of Area 51 in case some are still unfamiliar. Area 51 is the common name of a highly classified United States Air Force facility located within the Nevada Test and Training Range. It is infamous for the alien rumors because of a supposed UFO crash in Roswell, New Mexico, where people claim to have seen a UFO crash and some even claim to have seen gray alien bodies spread out on the floor. The government swooped in and gathered everything and supposedly threatened witnesses to never speak on what they seen. It was later stated that the crash site was just a weather balloon and the supposed alien bodies were fallen parachute test dummies. People obviously didn't buy this and believed that the alien bodies and spaceships were taken into Area 51 to get examined and experimented on. Many people also claim to see flying saucers hovering over Area 51. It's also a very heavily guarded facility that lets no regular civilian in. You have to be an authorized personnel working there, and whatever you see on the inside must not be spoken when you leave. The Area 51 call was made on Art Bell's radio show on September 11th, 1997. An unknown man frantically called Art Bell and claimed that he was a former employee of Area 51 and was let off on a medical discharge. He tells Art that he doesn't have a lot of time and that they were going to locate his position soon from the call. Art Bell then tells him to get to the point and he begins talking. Here's the call.
Hello.
Hello, Art.
Yes.
Hi. I don't have a whole lot of time.
Well, look, let's begin by finding out whether you're using this line properly or not.
Area 51.
Yeah, that's right. Were you an employee or are you now?
A former employee.
Former employee.
I was let go on a medical discharge about a week ago, and I've kind of been running across the country. Oh man, I don't know where to start. They're gonna they'll triangulate on this position really soon.
So you can't spend a lot of time on the phone. So give us something quick.
Okay. Okay. What we're thinking of as aliens, Art, they're extra-dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. The disasters that are coming, the military, I'm sorry, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now, Art.
But they're not doing anything.
They are not. They want the major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable.
Discharge.
I started getting...
in some way. Something knocked us off the air, and we're on a backup system now.
It's the government, or
I don't know.
it has to be something, though.
Well, did you hear? Now, you tell me because you were listening.
That was awful strange.
There was a really weird guy on the air when it went off?
Yeah, real weird.
As you can see, the man claimed that aliens are extra-dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with, and they have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment. He then claimed that there are many disasters to come and that there are safe places that the military can start moving the population to, but they won't because they want to control what's left of the population. What's somewhat unnerving was that after that was stated, the call was knocked off air, and in order to get back on the air, Art had to use a backup generator, and he explains how he does not know why the transmission was lost. Now, it was normal for Art Bell to get unusual calls that were obviously fake. For example, one man called Art and claimed to be Satan. However, I can't find this phone call anywhere to show, but I do remember seeing the call on YouTube years ago. Now, with the Area 51 phone call, it's hard to call it a hoax considering that the call was knocked off air and the man had genuine fear in his voice and was never heard from again after the call. Until 7 months later. On April 28, 1998, the man claiming to be the Area 51 caller called Art's show and explained how it was staged and that he always calls his radio shows and pretends to be wacky characters. Being an Area 51 employee was just one of those characters. He then explains that he has no idea why Art was taken off air, and even throws in a comment that some of what he said must have been true. Art asked him to do an impersonation of what he did 7 months ago, and he did. Here's the clip.
When I call you, I'm Brian. I hung up on you last week.
Oh, I see.
And I just figured, damn the torpedoes, I'll just do this and let the chips fall where they will.
All right.
Everybody, I am the Area 51 caller. That's my statement, and let you or whatever tear it apart.
You claim you're the Area 51 caller?
I am the man.
How do you account for the fact, Area 51 caller,
Okay.
that part of the way through your spiel, the satellite went down?
I have no idea, and it scared the heebie-jeebies out of me that night. I've called a number of times on your specialty line nights doing different, kind of wacky characters, and that's all that one was supposed to be. And if the call had been completed, it would have been ancient history by now.
Has it occurred to you, as Barbara Marx Hubbard suggested tonight, that perhaps, if you're really what you say you are, you created the reality of the rest of the situation and took down my satellite?
That scares the heebie-jeebies out of me because it means that what I was saying was somehow correct, and it was fabrication, kind of
creating a reality.
Yeah, if that was the case, I humbly apologize to you because I love your show, and the last thing I would ever want to do is
knock
tear
me
you
off the air.
So what can I do to prove my claim here?
Well, I guess you could give us a little of what you gave us then so that we could hear it and know it to be you.
Are you sure you want me to do that, Art?
I'm positive.
Don't, Art, please. I don't want you to ask me to do this. If I start doing that guy,
You're right about that. Now, let's just take that little sample that you just gave us so that we don't alter some sort of horrid little reality here at the end of the program, and we'll let the callers be the judge.
Okay.
All right?
I thank you for this opportunity. This has just been driving me bananas for months. And,
Honestly, I don't think the second caller was the real Area 51 caller at all. To me, he does sound similar to the first caller. However, once he did an impersonation of himself, it sounded so forced. He lacked the true fear that he had in the first call. I'm going to play both clips back to back and leave it up to you to be the judge. Let me know in the comments below.
And there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now, Art.
But they're not doing anything.
They are not. They want the major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable. Are you sure you want me to do that, Art?
I'm positive.
Don't, Art, please. I don't want you to ask me to do this. If I start doing that guy,
You're right about that. Now,
To me, whether the second caller was him or not, there's definitely some truth to the call, as something disconnected the call completely. And what's also strange to me is why wait an entire 7 months to call back and say it was a hoax. Imagine the fear that people felt hearing this call. Obviously, many come to the conclusion that this was just a hoax, since the so-called disasters to come to the world never happened. Plenty of years have passed and nothing major has happened to the point where the population had to be moved for safety, like he said in the call. But who knows, he never specifically stated when the disasters would come. Aliens remain talked about till this day, with new evidence being released on news or social media, and documentaries providing some solid points that we can't be the only inhabitants of this planet. So in my opinion, this call is still out there for me. I can't definitively call it a fact or a hoax, and it's a chilling thing to hear that this happened. What do you think? Was this call a well planned out trick, or are we completely skimming over a real situation? Let me know in the comments. I hope you liked the video, and thanks for watching.